that was one score I met with Aaron Spelling. He called me in, and he didn't ask me, like, what are you planning to do? He said, he's telling me about the story, which I got a glimpse of one of the reasons he was so successful. Because he was smart enough to know he wasn't a composer, and he wasn't a musician, but he knew about story, and he knew about drama, And he started just telling me about this story, and I saw him get so into it. He was almost in tears. I mean, he was so overcome by this story and what we're trying to do. And it wasn't phony. It was absolutely, real honest. And it was impressive, and it was kind of inspiring. So we had a full day of recording, and I think Randall Kleiser was the director. It was, somewhat of a sappy score. It was a little melodramatic and melancholy here and there, but there were some good moments. But the best story about that whole experience was, this was being recorded at Paramount Music, the Paramount scoring stage. And right in front of Paramount Studios, there's this old-time restaurant, which I'm sure is gone now. It was called Nickadel's, and it was all the fellas would go, and it was like Musso and Frank, a real clubby, old-fashioned, type place, and waiters in the little cut-off vests and so forth. Anyway, so, the director and the producer, oh, great, Mark, let's go out, let's have lunch on the break together. I said, great. So I walk over to the place, and I'm feeling a little woozy, like feeling a little overwhelmed by this stuff, okay? So in the middle of lunch somewhere, I said, just excuse me for a moment. I went to the men's room. I passed out. Really, I mean, out. And I got up, soon after that. It must have been less than a minute for sure. And I was all pale and, and completely in a panic. And I put cold water on my face and tried to put whatever hair I had left in place. I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, this is the business I've chosen, right? Which I've said in other interviews, and a lot of composers kind of get, the implication of that. We'll, go through hell and back to do this job. And I came out of there and finished it off. And I went to a doctor and told him, and he said, yeah, you're at the wrong doctor. You need the psychiatrist doctor, not me, And that started years of intense, analysis, and I'm almost 70, and look, how perfect, right?
Worked out.
Yeah.